can find pineapple in a tropical country. This is what we do in Malaysia and Singapore during Chinese New Year. Every household would love to eat pineapple. There's a lot of ice, so we try to remove away all the ice. You need a very sharp knife to cut this pineapple. So you see the eyes are all on parallel, so we try to cut it out. One on the right side and one on the left side. So it is not difficult to remove the eyes. Pineapple have good enzymes. Nobody will eat raw pineapple, but not too ripe, because if it's too ripe, it will have the alcohol content. I'll cut into pieces like that so that I'll put into a food processor to process it. So this will be done. Do not press it, okay? Let this drain by itself. So the excess water can be used to make juice. Altogether here there's about 6 pineapples. You can use any kind of pineapple. And if it's too sweet, then the sugar part you can control. You use a spatula to push the side of it to let the pineapple juice drain off. And you notice this is what I get. All together there's so much. Bottle it. For those who cannot drink raw, then you add a bit of ginger, 2 thumb size of ginger slices, bring it to boil. Of course, when you boil it, some of the nutrients, some of the vitamins will destroy, so that's why I cannot boil too long. For those who can take raw, blend some about 1 to 2 inches ginger root water inside. It's very good for detoxification. Be careful when you drink, don't over drink too much. One day maximum is only 1 glass. Know your body, yeah? Pandan leaves. For 8 to 9 cloves, there is 200 grams of granulated sugar. 400 grams of rock sugar. Reason why you use rock sugar is rock sugar will give more sticky texture. Okay, and there is 3 cinnamon bark, 3 pieces of it. You can start using the high flame. Then gradually we got to lower it to medium, and last is slow. Okay, at present the sugar is melting, so you notice it's more wet. That is normal, because as the sugar melts, there will be liquid. Cook until it's thickened and the color of the pineapple will be almost brown color. It takes about 1 to 1.5 hours. The jam is drying. But it's not fully dry yet, we still got to cook for another half an hour now. Even though there's no liquid, but it's still not ready. Generally, I saw this recipe in Straits Times is that for pineapples, you need to put 300 grams of granulated sugar and 300 grams of rock sugar. But nowadays, because everybody is so scared of sugar, so am I. So we try to cut down on sugar. That's why you notice that I add about 5 to 6 pineapples, 200 grams of rock sugar and 200 grams of granulated sugar. So if for those who prefer to lower down the sugar content, you may do so, but you must clear off the tarts as early as possible. You must always keep on stirring, otherwise the bottom will be burned. Okay, now the color is getting close to what we want, and also the texture is already much thickened. Pineapple is highly acidic, so it is not advisable to use aluminium pot. Never use aluminium pot. And if you are using stainless steel, it must be above 18.8 to 10. Yeah? And then the bottom must be the heavy bottom type. Rolling the pineapple is approximately about 10 grams. Plain flour, this is a very old recipe which was advertised on Straits Times. So I have made some alteration because it's all through this, I think 30 to 40 years, this recipe. So it's very simple one. It's 450 grams of plain flour, unsalted butter, 250 grams. And here I have 3 eggs yolk and with a little bit of Himalayan salt. If you have this cutter, we are using, since we are using hand, this way it will make it faster. You notice the flour is almost all turned into yellow because the fats is melt into the flour already. No need to add water. Every year with my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, every weekend we cook about 20 pineapples, and then we will make about 12 pieces of 250 grams of butter of pastry. So we churn out a lot for all our friends and relatives. Alright, the dough has been made, so now I cover it for half an hour. It has been rested for half an hour. With clipping and without clipping, it is a big difference. For those that we have already clipped, I will make, I use a small plastic fork to make 4 holes so that the pastry will not pop up. So now I'm putting into the oven at 170 degrees centigrade, 350 degree Fahrenheit, 20 minutes. After 10 minutes, rotate the top from top right to the bottom and bottom to the top. So when cool, must be 100% cool before you put into the boxes.